my channel. The
I
other
know. It's been a long time.
flipping the script.
That's it. How are you doing?
Dude, I'm good. I'm glad to have you here. How are you?
I'm good. I'm in my little shed here. It's a bit dark, but it's peace and quiet here. So
It'll do.
I've got a little open fire going on.
Is that your little
man.
shed?
What's that?
Is that your sling shed?
Yeah, this is all the slings are there. She went beating, so I got some pheasants there in the background. They're hanging nicely. Get them cooked tomorrow. But this is my little man shed.
I like
ruin.
sling shed.
We got some people. We got Zach. Oh no, I can't. There we go. Yo, what's up? Oh, we got Aaron here.
Dude, yeah, and I'm stoked. My comments have been messed up for a while, and it's looking like they're fixed.
Oh, really?
So I'm super happy my comments are fixed.
And I'm going to apologize in advance if I don't know some of these guys, because I know you've got a good fan base over there in the States. So if people are commenting, I don't know you. Hello. And nice for you to join us. So I'm just having trouble with this tripod. I'm balancing it on some hay. And
You're balancing it on hay?
Yeah, I've got hay for the chickens, and it's just... Let me balance it against the wall. There we go. Just move it on closer.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm glad to have you, man. Thank you.
No problem, man. No problem. I'm excited for this. It's weird. Role reversal and all that.
Yeah, and I'm not a good interviewer like you are. You're like a pro at it, man. So that's why it's called Sling Chat, not Sling Interview, because I can't interview like you can.
Well, you're a very likable dude, man. So whatever you say comes across great. So I'm sure we can have a good chat.
Well, thanks. We're getting some people in here. So first thing I want to know, Benji, is where the hell have you been?
Where have I been? Well, where should we start? So I've just had some personal stuff going on. You know what it's like. Sometimes life takes over. Work's been quite busy. I've had some other stuff going on. And, you know, me and you both know one of the best things to do when you're feeling shit is to shoot. But I haven't even been able to do that lately, which has probably been part of the problem. You know, we all use shooting to get out, clear our heads and whatnot. And I've just not been able to do that lately. So, you know, I had a week off work this week, done a bit of shooting, got my groove back. And yeah, I'm feeling good. So I want to apologize to anyone that's been waiting for some stuff, because I know I haven't been very active. But all the Amiga guys and Juggernaut guys, you've all been great, as well as some other friends that I've met along the way through Slingshot has been really, really good the last few weeks. So shout out to you all.
Heck yeah. Well, sweet. I'm glad you're back. Hope you're doing all right. Trust me, I know how it goes. I know how it is to go through some rough times, especially mentally when you got personal stuff just totally stressing you out, and it makes you not even want to shoot. But shooting does help big time. Like when I'm just not feeling happy about the way things are going, you know, and I just stop worrying about it, pick up a slingshot. As soon as you start hitting that target, it seems to just melt those problems away, huh?
Definitely. And, you know, it's just, you know, when you're, you know, when you're with people and we're doing lives and stuff as well, that helps massively. So I've missed that, you know, just being part of the community and stuff. But, you know, it's part of like anything. You don't want to be a burden. You don't want to feel, you know, if you're feeling like shit, you don't want to unload that onto other people. I know a lot of people won't really take it like that, but it's just, you know, like you said, you know how it is sometimes. You know, you just want to get through things yourself and come back with a bang, and hopefully that's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. I got faith in you, buddy. Things are on the up and up. I can feel it.
Definitely.
One thing, I already just told you this, but you got a sweet hat. I love it.
You know it.
slingsUSA.com.
What was that? Can you say that again? I missed that.
Plug. So, I did make a Facebook post, and I had some people ask some questions. So without answering them too fast, we need good, elaborate answers, Benji, and you should be good for that.
Okay.
Ethan Martin, he would like to know, what's your ideal meal after a successful mooch?
Ooh, that's a good one. And shout out to Ethan too. I know he's not been feeling too good lately, so big shout out to him. Hope he's doing better.
Yeah.
But that's a good question, because you see, when you go out on a mooch and you bring some stuff back, you're not always gonna cook that straight away. But it's got to be just a good, like, home cooked traditional meal, some sort of casserole or some meat with gravy. I know you guys over in the States call gravy something different to what we do. I don't know what your stuff is, but it's not like we get over here. But yeah, just a nice, wholesome, rich meal. Gotta be, you know. And a lot of the time, like especially now, it's cold, it's dark, it's wet. So you want to come in, have a nice hot shower, and eat some good grub.
Dude, I can tell you guys, Benji, I guess over there in Britain, they eat or not refried beans, baked beans with their breakfast, with baked beans and eggs.
100%.
And he told me about that. And guys, I tried it, and it's good to the point where I've been eating beans with my breakfast pretty dang often now. So if you haven't tried baked beans with your eggs and sausage, give it a whirl because it's pretty good.
It's good, right? It gives you a good dipping sauce, and you know the texture. It's pretty good.
I didn't think it would be good, but it was good.
But let me ask you about your gravy. So when I imagine gravy in the US, I imagine it like when we get a KFC over here, we get a little pot of this thick, gloopy, grey, whatever this gravy thing is. Is that what you guys call gravy?
I think that's more of like KFC's biscuit and gravy version, but most of our gravy's like thinner, and you pour it over your mashed potatoes and pour it on your turkey. Gravy reminds me of like Thanksgiving, really.
So
Um,
you make that out of the meat, like the juices from the meat and stuff like that, a bit of
yeah,
flour and
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
same sort of thing.
They got what's called biscuits and gravy, and that gravy is usually that white, gray, thicker kind of gravy that you
Mhm.
mix up with your biscuits. It's usually got little bits of like sausage and stuff in there, or bacon, whatever you put in there.
And
But
your biscuits are like these little cake things, right? Because we don't get those. We get Yorkshire puddings, which they're not really similar, but we have Yorkshire puddings. I know you guys don't get them, but I think your biscuits are they like cakey, doughy, like dough ball kind of things?
yeah, yeah, they're like little doughs, and then you kind of break them up. If you get the tube, they come off in little pucks, and you put them in the
Mm-hmm.
oven. They also have like croissant style, and you just put them in the oven and bake them up. What do you guys have for biscuits?
We don't have biscuits. Well, our biscuits are like sweet biscuits, like custard creams, rich teas, digestives, like biscuits that you dunk in your tea. That's
Oh,
what we call biscuits.
I think that's what we call a Danish.
So do you actually have like like a biscuit covered in chocolate, or like we have like bourbon creams, we have like oh cookies. Someone's saying cookies.
Yeah, coin worker doesn't know what he's talking about. If we call those Danishes or donuts. You guys have donuts?
Right. Yeah, we get donuts, but I wish I could show you like our biscuit. It's like you have like a biscuit aisle. If you go into a supermarket, anyone watching from the UK would know this. You go into a biscuit aisle, and there's probably like I don't know 20 different kinds of biscuit that you can get, and you'll have cookies in there too, like Maryland. I don't know if you get those, but like little cookies. But you'll also have like custard creams and shortbread and shortcakes and all this sort of stuff.
Then coin
But that's what we call
we
biscuit.
might call those cookies because they're
Hmm.
like
And
little
then in terms of
cookies.
like in terms of like what we have with our dinner, they're called Yorkshire puddings, which you usually have with beef, and it's like this batter that kind of turns into like this upside down dome kind of thing. I mean, they're not the healthiest thing, but they taste good.
Sounds good. What are you so I remember I seen your video on your top 5 slingshots, and I can't really exactly remember the order, but
Hmm.
that video is still valid. What's your favorite slingshot you're shooting right now?
Well, as you know, I've not been shooting for a while, so not much has changed since I think they've done that video just over 4 weeks ago. I've actually been using not my by Leighton's Strods and K's, but I've been using my camo orange and green Spitfire 100mm, which I've wrapped. Uh, Dan and Aaron weren't completely satisfied with my wrapping, but I've completely wrapped it in like this Velcro soft stuff, just for that little bit of warmth and to go with the winter snow when that comes. So I've been
Yeah.
shooting that with some .75s, which I've not shot for a good while. Actually, I think I've only ever shot .75s once, and it was for a very short period of time. So I've got back on the 7.5s with my 9.5s, and they're just straight, clean, clear latex, which Aaron sent me, and I'm getting on really well with them. So I'm looking forward to going live and showing you that.
And you're on the 9.5s right now, Steels?
Yeah, yeah. So as you know, I was eights for such a long time, and I thought I just wanted to try some 9.5s because a lot of people swore by them, but at the same time, a lot of people in the community, especially here in the UK, like eights as well. So I just wanted to try a bit of a heavier band, a heavier setup, see how I get on with it, and it feels really good. I think for me, the biggest difference is the hold that you have on like you can feel it so much more than the 8mm. Like I think you can perfect your release a lot easier with the 9.5s. So yeah, I'm really liking them.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys here that like 8 mil too, especially short draw guys. I don't know if I've met
Hmm.
a whole lot of 8 mil long draw guys, but Aaron and the Leighton boys are in here. Cat
Oh
hole.
dear, here comes trouble.
Dude, those two are some of the funniest people on the planet, Dan and Aaron.
I mean,
Especially,
they need to make, let alone a YouTube channel. They need to make a TV show, man. I could watch those guys
oh
forever.
yeah, they need to get on the YouTube thing already. I would watch every video, man. Every time they put a video on Facebook, it has me laughing my butt off.
I remember I sent them a couple of T-shirts that I got made from, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do a video, and we're gonna open it." And I was like, "Oh, this will be great." And they were in a van driving, and I was like, "You're in a van driving?" They're like, "Yeah, what's wrong with that?" I was like, "Just the strangest live video I've ever seen. Just Dan and Aaron having like jokes in this van. Awesome."
They're always sending me videos of them driving, and it's like the most jolly. I told them, I'm like, man, I wish I could be in as good as mood as you when I'm driving to work because they're just laughing, talking smack to each other. Those guys are so awesome.
Yeah, they're great.
So that leads me to my next question because Aaron had a question for you. He said,
Hmm.
do you think you have the skills and knowledge to be self sufficient using only your slingshot for 24 hours?
See, the thing is, with 24 hours, I feel like you could go without eating. So I'm not going to throw a spanner in the works. I'll actually answer the question. But yes, I do. I went out for an hour and a half yesterday because I don't like to go on a mooch or do any sort of hunting unless I've been very accurate. So as the days have gone on this week, I've been pretty good. So I went out on a little mooch yesterday and I seen absolutely nothing, which is a bit of a shame. But that was only an hour and a half. So I mean, if you give me 24 hours and I can get a good few hours in, yes, I'd say skill wise I probably could. However, and this is something that I want to say, I'm a big believer in you should only be shooting if one, you're good enough, because at the end of the day, we've got to have respect for what we're trying to take out. I'm not going to be going and shooting something I can't hit and injure the animal and let it have a slow and painful death. So typically, if I do mooch and I do manage to get some game, I tend to have to go quite close. I mean, I'm not talking sort of like 3-4 meters, but we see some of these guys in some videos like Gamekeeper John, Chris Graffin, and Wayne Martin, and they're taking things out from sort of 20-30 meters. That's just not something I can do. It's not something I'm even going to attempt at this stage of where I am in my slingshot journey. So for me, I have to get to like that sort of 10-meter range where it can be quite difficult because you're going to spook whatever you're trying to get. However, pheasants can be pretty stupid. They're not very wise. Pigeons sometimes feel they're safe if they're up in a tree. Sometimes you can follow a squirrel to a good distance. So anything that I have taken out has been at a range that I'm comfortable with to take it out. So that can maybe be problematic if I only had 24 hours. But the answer to the question is yes, I feel like I could.
Yeah, man. I haven't been hunting yet with mine. I think I'm good enough from, like you said, 10 meters. I definitely think I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
But there's not a whole, I don't know if I have quite the selection as you, especially me living really in the city kind of, you know what I mean? Don't want to be eating
Mm-hmm.
dwelling animals because for various reasons they carry diseases and
Yeah.
whatever. But we have these birds called quail. I don't know if you know what a quail is, but
Yeah, the eggs are good too.
yeah. So my mission is to get some quail, and I'm pretty sure. Well, I know that I'm ready if I can get close enough. Um, but I definitely want to see how I could do. Don't know. I haven't gone hunting yet, so I don't know if I could sustain myself for any length of time using only my slingshot. But I'm definitely that's something I'd really like to do. And if there's any way to make a video out of it in the process, I think that'd be really fun. But that'd be kind of hard too, especially the first time. But that's definitely something on the to-do list is get out and hunt, take some game with a slingshot, bring it back, cook it up. You know what I mean? I think that's definitely a bucket list item for me. And I know I have a good feeling once I do that, I'll probably be doing it quite often
Mm,
after, you know. It's just more about finding the locations and making sure I'm within my laws and stuff, you know.
mhm.
'Cause I don't
I
want to be.
think. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I think it's like what you're saying there, being about being good enough. I mean, if if you're new to shooting or you've been shooting a while, you just got to ask yourself, can you hit this spinner X amount of times? So, for example, if you're looking at a rabbit, that's probably a 60 mil spinner. I can hit that over and over again. And then squirrels are probably between 40 and 50 for a headshot. And then pigeon, obviously, you're going a bit smaller. So you can always like kind of just imagine, and I do that sometimes when I'm practicing. I'm like, okay, squirrel's head, okay, rabbit's head. Like when I'm hitting the spinners, I'm thinking this is a headshot. Like I'm taking out an animal, concentrate. I need to do it. Um, but yeah, what you're saying about videos, I know loads and loads of guys that. I mean, there's a guy called Geordie Carnivore in the UK. He's only been going on YouTube for a while, but he's getting thousands of views because people just like watching that stuff. You
Yeah.
know, um, for me personally, I think I would like to do it one day, but it's also part of me is like that kind of old instinctive shoot where I don't want to worry about a camera or entertaining people. Sometimes I like just going out into the woods or going onto a bit of land and just being me, nature, and the hunt. And I feel like maybe having that camera on and trying to talk and but just take a little bit away from that. I like that primitive feel of just going out in nature and doing a bit of hunting. But like you said, it's something that I probably will want to do one day is make a video. But you'll definitely enjoy doing a hunt.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. The camera definitely adds another aspect to it that really sometimes it's enjoyable, especially if you do something really cool and you get it on camera. But other times it kind of takes away from the fun of just being out there. You got your slingshot and just being on your own and seeing what opportunities come to you because it's kind of like a ball and chain a little bit. You know, if you got to get everything in frame, it's got to be visual in the frame, and that can be difficult sometimes. So like that's kind of what I was saying. I don't know if it'd be a good idea to try to video on my first hunt, but if I were to go out and have a successful hunt rather easily, I definitely think that's something I would try to do is some kind of catch and cook hunting video.
Hmm.
Because you're right, viewers like that kind of stuff. They like hunting videos, and then they also like catch and cook videos. I know
Hmm.
a lot of these channels who do catch and cooks, they'll fish first part of the video, but then cook the fish afterwards. And a lot of the
Hmm.
viewers are there to see the cooking, where me, I'm
Yeah.
the person, I'm there to see the catching. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
so, but
And
yeah,
I think it's an aspect of shooting that is kind of overshadowed a little bit by maybe competitions or just general stuff. But it just goes to show like slingshots are so good. Like for what you can do, you see these videos and you're out cooking in nature and stuff. And that's why I initially got into shooting was for that purpose. So you know it's something that I want to do a lot more of in the future.
and you're pretty out in the country where you're at.
Yeah, I'm in Scotland, so I used to live. Well, I say the city is not like the biggest city, but Cardiff, where I grew up, is a city. It's got like small woodland areas around it, but I'm in central Scotland now, so there's there's plenty of fields and woodlands, and it's insane up here, absolutely insane. And I didn't purposely come here to shoot or anything, but I couldn't have picked a better place to relocate with what I've got around me.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm kind of in the city, and I gotta travel. I would say a good 30 minutes to get to anywhere that would start to open up to where I would trust the animals around are morally
Mhm.
desert dwelling, and trust being able to eat them because I've heard some bad things about eating city dwelling animals. You know what I mean?
I think I think you said the same thing about fishing, right? I think you said that you got to be careful. You can't like eat a lot of stuff that you catch where you're at, like certain places.
Yeah, yeah. There's a stream by me. There's not really any good fishing close, but there's a secret little stream I know about. But it's reclaimed water. It comes from the water reclaiming plants, so it's sewer water essentially. So it's got some really good catches in there, but I would never eat them. But that's my little secret go-to spot.
It's not a secret anymore. You're alive, buddy.
Yep, not anymore, right? That's okay. They'd have to know where to.
It's someone's saying there is someone's birthday, so happy birthday.
Lone
I
Wolf
keep
Cat,
forgetting.
it's your birthday?
I think that is that Mr. Shag.
Well, happy birthday, man. Thank you for joining this live on your birthday, brother. That is amazing. How old are you, Lone Wolf, if you don't mind me asking? Are you on the lower spectrum or the higher spectrum? Leighton said, cook it long enough and you'll be fine.
Yeah, Sean Shag Heckleton, I think his name is. He's a pretty good dude. I've had a few back and forths with him online, and he's a real good dude.
Well, heck yeah. Happy
Loves
birthday.
catty.
Congrats, my brother. That is awesome. So, we got a couple.
Leighton's say mature. Mature who's mature, if you know what I'm saying.
He said it's on the really higher spectrum. you know, I'm 31. How old are you?
I'm 33.
You're 33. Double D's. You know Double D's?
Yeah.
I hate to clown on him, but he's going to watch this later. We asked him how old he was the other day. He's 45.
Wow.
I would never expect.
Well, one, he looks pretty good for 45, so I got to give him that. He looks damn good for 45, but yeah, that's blown my mind. Jeez.
Yeah, I would have thought maybe like 36 to 38. So
I
45.
mean, he might be. I mean, he might be 45, but he definitely acts about 25. So
Yeah,
we're all good there.
with us 30-year-olds, just perfect, huh?
I'm sure that's around Mr. Leighton's age, is it not?
Oh yeah, he's getting up there too. What's Aaron? Aaron, how old's Aaron? Is Aaron in here still? Aaron can't be
I'm
too.
gonna say, I'm gonna say Aaron's around the same age as me. I'm gonna say like 33. Yeah, around about our age. I
Yeah,
think Dan's late 30s, maybe.
but yeah, Aaron is like 20-year-old legs. Yeah,
Uh,
Aaron.
is
Picture.
Aaron actually 26? Aaron is not 26.
We were making fun of Aaron.
Wow. Oh, he's
What?
27. Oh, wow. He's young.
I would have thought you was older, Aaron, especially with that big old beard you're growing. Coin's 44. Coin, you look 54.
Wow. Sean's in his 60s. Jeez. Happy birthday, man. Spending your 60s watching us bozos chat.
Heck yeah. Lone Wolf, you the man, buddy. I hope your birthday is awesome today. And the fact that you're joining us, that's super sweet. Coin says it's the gray hair. I'm messing with you, Coin.
I'm okay at the moment. For
Well,
now.
I always tell people I got some decent grays, but the gold kind of hides it. So I'll take that. Big beard and skinny legs and old man slippers. Aaron. All right. So we got another question. Do you know Carrie Sandlin?
Yes. Good
Okay.
guy. Shout out, Kerry.
So yeah, shout out Kerry. His question is, he says he noticed a lot of people from the UK metal detect. Have you ever gone metal detecting? And if so, have you found anything cool?
No, I have not gone metal detecting. I did watch a TV show. It was a BBC TV show called The Detectorist, and it's like this comedy kind of like. I mean, they're like 20-minute episodes. So one, if you're into metal detecting, you need to watch it. It's a really, really good watch. Even you guys in the States, try and find it. It's called The Detectorists, and it's about these group of guys that go metal detecting. It's hilarious. So after watching that, I did want to pick one up, and I looked online. But I don't know. I know it can be quite big here. But no, I haven't. I have found a couple of good things whilst I've been on the beach. I've found some fossils and stuff like that. So it probably would be something I'd enjoy. But no, it's not something that I've picked up.
Yeah, there's a guy who lives in the UK. He goes by Shades Addy on Facebook and on YouTube. He's a slingshot shooter, and he does a lot of metal detecting. And he actually, I wish I had it right here with me. He sent me this really old, I think it's a Edward penny. Have you heard of those?
Okay.
Like a King Edward penny,
No.
and it's from like the Viking times, and it's really cool. It's probably the oldest like antique artifact I have, and he sent it to me as a gift. I couldn't believe it. I was so thankful. But man, it is the coolest thing, and it makes me want to get a metal detector and go metal detecting so bad. Because I think we got some cool Civil War stuff we can find here. We don't. I don't know if we have all the cool Viking and quite the history that your country has, but we definitely got some cool stuff to find and
Mm-hmm.
cool places to go. There's a lot of Indian artifacts here, like pottery and arrow
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. But I don't think those come up on metal detector.
No. And I suppose all that stuff's condensed into one small spot, so all the history's kind of in one place. But there's so many places that you could probably go here that's not been looked at. Like it's not as big as you'd think it'd be. Like I think most people I've heard talk about metal detecting has been over in the States, so maybe it's a trick we're missing out on here. I don't know.
All I know is I want to be able to come out there and see you for my brother's graduation. So me, you, Dan, and Aaron will get together. We got to do it
We're
up.
gonna make that happen.
We got to go to some haunted, scary places. You guys are gonna take me on a pheasant hunt, and we're gonna have the time of our lives. I can't wait for that.
That'd be great.
Ron,
That'd be great. Have you tried pheasant before?
what's that?
Have you had pheasant before?
No, I never.
Have you eaten it? No.
I think we have them here in some places, but not in the state I live. I don't think. I think they're like.
I'll try and show quickly. Got a couple here. I don't know if you can see it. Oh wait, there we go.
Man, those are some big ones. That one kind of looks like.
Yeah. So that's the cock, and then you got the hen. So they'll be cooked up tomorrow. I'm thinking of making jerky because Aaron kindly sent me some jerky a few weeks back, and I was really surprised because I'm a big jerky guy. I've never even thought about making any out of it. It's really, really tasty. So that's my plan with those two there. Is going to make some jerky.
Some pheasant jerky. That's good. You should find a way to send me some of that. Can you?
It'd be okay too because it's completely dehydrated, so it'd send okay. But yeah, definitely, I'm up for that.
That'd be sweet. Do a trade. That would be good. What did Aaron say? Aaron says he always shoots steels on the beach to keep it spicy for the metal detector lads. Thousands and thousands of digs for no reason to find a corroded ball. Get the air fryer going.
That's it. It's got a dehydrate setting. I've read that it'll take 7 hours, so I'm going to marinate it, get it cooking in some chili and garlic and soy sauce and all that good stuff. Let it marinate, and then we'll get it dehydrated and make it tasty.
That sounds good. Thanks for stopping in, everybody. TaylorMade, Coin, Aaron, Leighton Straws, Rondacious. Good to see you guys. Lee, this is awesome, man.
A whole bunch here.
Yeah, guys, I was really excited. Like Benji said, he's taking a little bit of break, and so I really wanted to get him on here so we could chat with him, see how he's doing, pick his brain a little bit. And I think it's cool to actually be able to ask Benji the questions this time, even though, guys, bear with me. I'm not the interview. He's a pro at this kind of stuff, but I'm not. So I'm just trying to wing it. I got my paper with my questions. And I got my coffee. I think we're doing okay.
We're doing great, man. We've had 17, 18, 19 people in here.
Yep.
So we're good.
So,
Do you know
and
what? And I want to quickly say this because this is one thing that out of everything, like about being away and stuff, obviously not being able to like maybe do some podcasts and some content or whatever, and speak to people as much as I'd like to. The biggest thing that's like eating me up about this is like missing out on everybody else's stuff, because I think that's another big way of connecting. Watching your videos and Chuckins and D's and Ethan and everybody else. You know, um, it's been pretty lame, really, not being able to catch up on that. But what is good is I've got so much stuff to watch now, so I'm
yeah,
looking forward to that.
you got plenty to catch up on. And I'm pretty sure every single person in this chat knows. But if you've been under a rock, this is Benji. He's got a YouTube channel called The Sling Den, and he interviews some quite awesome people. I was fortunate enough, I have an interview episode of myself on there. Check that out. It's one of his best episodes, I'd say. Well, okay, well, maybe not the best, but it was an awesome one. I was super stoked to be on your show. And so, guys, check out Sling Den. Give him a sub if you're not subbed already. He's got some really cool episodes. Chuck and Steel. He's got an episode of Chuck and Steel, ATO, Can Vandal. Lots of guys from the UK, and he's got one of Moan Waller up there, guys. And the Moan Waller episode was pretty fun. So after this is over, be sure to check out Benji. His channel is called The Sling Den. Give him a sub, give him a like, give him a comment, help him get back going again. So, and speaking of that, do you have any people that are on your mind for the next guest, or is that kind of still on pause?
So yeah, no, well, I have names that I want to get on in terms of like the next podcast. However, I might as well kind of try and break it now. But being that we're in November, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do this one little thing that I want to do and have more guests on. So what I want to do is bring a Christmas special edition of the Sling Den, where I'm going to have a few different guests, not all at once, because we know from the past that doesn't always work too great.
All the clicks.
So what I'm going to do is have like maybe 15, 20-minute segments of each guest with some fun Christmas quiz games for each guest to get through, some sling quizzes and stuff like that. So obviously you're invited. I won't release any of the other people, but Mikey's on the list. We've got a few other people on the list as well, which I haven't reached out to. So if you're watching this and you're wondering, I've not completely done the list yet. But yeah, there's going to be a Christmas special edition of the Sling Den. Also, I'm almost at 500 subs. So once I get to 500, I think I'm on like 485. So once I get to 500, I'm gonna be doing a giveaway where I've partnered with Mr. Leighton at Leighton Strods and Caddies, and I'm gonna speak to you, Mikey, because what I'm gonna do is if there's a US winner, guess what? They're gonna go to Omega Slings. I want it to be a Leighton frame, but it's gonna be via Omega. So I'll chuck you something sweet so you can make sure that the guys in the US get something. And from that Christmas episode and my celebratory 500 subs, if I get there by December, we will do a good giveaway where we can get away some frames.
Heck yeah, sounds good. I'm down, buddy. You just let me know and we'll get it set up. And I got a massive order from Leighton Strods and Caddies on the way, so there'll be all kinds of stuff in stock. And I know you've heard of their new Skeleton frame that everybody's ranting and raving about. They can't wait till they get here. They just can't get here fast enough. So many people are asking me.
Man, that thing is going insane. Like, I've had people message me about the Skeleton, which I love the name. Some genius has come up with that. The Skeleton is just it's such a good name. But honestly, this frame looks unreal. It really does, and is going to be set at a really good price. So I'm super excited to see how that goes, and yeah, can't wait to pick one
The
up
price,
myself.
the price is going to be amazing. Wait till you guys see how much these slingshots are going for. And you can wrap them.
Blows my mind. Like even like like in my initial review video, the original Spitfire, like I said in that one, like it blew my mind. Like I've got it here actually, but I won't get it because I'll knock something over. But the original Spitfire, there was at like 20 quid, 22 quid, whatever it is. I was like, this is insane for a clip frame. But this thing, I don't know how they've kept the price so low because honestly, it's an absolute steal.
It's
Absolute steal.
and it looks great without a wrap. And I seen they
Mhm.
they sent a prototype to somebody who wrapped it up, and man, it looks amazing with a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
So you can wrap them, unwrap them, put whatever kind of wrap you want to. It doesn't have to be that standard wrap that we see pretty often. You know what I mean? But
I'm happy that like Amiga is involved too, because it means a lot as well to have like a Welsh-based maker, doing it as they've done it. They've not been around for years and years. There's no big factory and stuff, and having Amiga team up and be able to, give all those US shooters, opportunities to shoot these frames as well. Man, it's so good to see. It's
yeah,
so good to see.
that's what's great, and that's the main thing about Omega Slings. Is bringing stuff that's not super accessible for people here in the U.S. or mainly because of the shipping fee or stuff like that, and giving them a chance because we have multiple brands that we have here, but the customer base that's behind Dan Layton is amazing. Everybody I know that gets his products rants and raves about them. And like I've said, I've mentioned this many, many times, but Dan and Aaron are some of the coolest guys to do business with, to the point I wish we lived in the same country and we just had this big old sling building that me, Chuckin, Dan, and Aaron all worked in every day, because that would just be a dream come true. But don't know if that'll ever happen. Those guys are awesome, and I can tell you, just from talking with them, and we've been working together a while. They take care of their customers big time. They
100%.
go to great lengths to make sure their customers are happy. You know what I mean? Sometimes certain things happen, and they'll give a refund. They'll replace the frame. They'll send them another one. I mean, they go above and beyond to make their customers happy. So much respect to those guys and what they're doing, and I couldn't be more happy to be a part of what they're doing. I'm really thankful for that, and I'm fortunate for that too, because they're I'm glad Omega Slings is able to do this. I'm glad we seen the void there was and was able to hop on it, before either someone else did or before no one did. So I'm just, the way things are going, I couldn't be more happy about. That's for sure.
I remember you saying, when we done our interview back at your episode, and I think one of the greatest things about Amiga was being able to have things readily available that come from, maybe China. You got like Sniper Sling and stuff like that, and Wasp from over in the UK. And I have to say, like Leighton's, Strods and Kais, I kind of seen come up like quite quickly, but never in a million years. And this is no discredit to those two guys that I think they were going to be as big as what I actually think they're going to be. And this is not me brown nosing or anything like that. I genuinely think if they carry on the way they are in a couple of years, they are going to be one of, if not the biggest hitter in the UK. So to have you involved as well, man, it's big things. Big things are happening both here in the UK and US.
There's some smart guys over there, but and another thing is they work really hard and they put their passion and their hearts into what they do, and that really shows with those guys and their products. And I mean, like I said, they'll put something on Facebook and I'll see so many comments, and just every single one is nothing but positive, positive. And just like this skeleton frame, I mean, I can't imagine how many messages he's gotten asking when it's going to be ready. Because, like you said, you've gotten messages, I've gotten messages. That's like the most sought after slingshot right now, is that new frame. So, hats off to you, Leighton boys. You guys are awesome. So that kind of brings me, well, it doesn't bring me into my next question, but I'm going to ask my next question. So Rex Spurlock, I think you're familiar with Rex. He says,
shout out Rex.
He says, what are your true thoughts of the slingshot community and what impact has it made on your daily life?
Wow, that's a good question. And I know it's one the guests have had a lot, and I've not really thought about answering it myself. But you know what? I've been part of a few communities in things that I've done in the past, whether it be fishing. I've done MMA for over 10 years. And I'm not going to say they're all terrible and they're this and they're that, but there's always a good chunk. And when I say a chunk, I'd say a good chunk of toxic kind of either masculinity or I'm the best, I'm this, I'm that. But with this community, it's literally like a drop in the ocean. that are assholes. Like, they're so hard to find. Like, you actually have to go out of your way to find one. But everyone's so supportive. Everybody's so willing to help each other out. And again, I've made friends through this community that I would have made otherwise. And I've had friends in other places and stuff that I've done. But not like this. Like, I feel like I can reach out to literally 5, 6, 7, 8 different people just to have a chat and let off some steam just through this community, and that is so powerful. And I think I think you have to be a certain kind of person to be into slingshots. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think we're all very similar in certain ways.
We got
Obviously, we are all different as well, but we all shoot for the same sort of reasons. Do you know what I mean? Like, it may be different goals. Like, you might have competition shooters or moochers and whatever else, but in the overall picture, we all shoot for the same reasons, and I think that brings us together. And it's just, honestly, it's incredible. I remember watching like people on YouTube and like looking up to these guys and think, oh man, this is so cool. And then the next minute, they're on my podcast or they inbox me or I'm messaging with them, and it's crazy. It really is crazy how tight this community is. And honestly, I don't know how I could want any more from it. I can't think of one thing other than meeting in person that could actually make this more often. Like, meet more people more often. I can't think of any other way that we could improve this community, quite honestly.
Yeah, I'm right with you, man. I've been a part of a few other communities, but there's something magical about the slingshot community. There's some of the most generous people on the planet, some of the most positive, reinforcing people on the planet. People that'll take their shirt off for you when they hardly know you. Give you their shirt off their back, take their shirt off for you. That came out wrong. I meant to say give you their shirt off their back.
Just say the word, Mikey.
I'm sure there'd be people out there that would like to strip for you too, but that's okay. Get that out of your minds.
That's a separate conversation.
That's the magic part. No, but what I was saying, the slingshot community changed my life. I like I said, I got into it right after I lost my dad, and I think if it wasn't for the slingshot community, I'd be in a lot tougher place right now because, like you said, there's just countless amount of guys that I'm really close with, and when I'm having a tough time, I can chat with any one of them to help. If I need some answers or need some advice or some guidance on anything, it could be slingshots, it could be personal stuff. They're more than willing to reach out and help you, and say, "Hey, man, everything's going to be all right. You got this." And I just think that's fabulous. And also, like you said, as far as there's going to be negativity no matter where you go. But in this community, out of 1,000 guys, there might be, 2, 3 that are really just bad apples. And I think that's really an outstanding number because, like you said, the fishing community, everybody, you can't post a picture of a fish without everybody saying, "Oh, that's not as big as you say it is," or "I caught one bigger," or
You're holding it wrong. You hold it closer to the camera. It's like,
yeah, slingshots. You can post a video of you making the most simplest shot on a big target, and everyone's gonna say, "Good shot, good shot, good shot, great shot." You know what I mean? Or you post something you're doing wrong and you need help with, you're gonna get 100 comments of people giving you their friendly advice on what you could do to maybe do better. You're not going to get anybody saying you suck or stuff like that. Just put it down, you know. So I really love this community. The friends, I'm so close with the friends that I've made through here. Chuck and Steele. I mean, he's one of my best friends. We own a dang slingshot company together. And I would have never have thought that back when I had just bought my first slingshot and was watching all these videos. Jordan Smothers, he's a great guy. I can't say enough about Jordan and, just all them guys and people that I didn't know before, like Double D's or Zach or Ethan. I mean, just all these guys who we've grown to be so close with. And that does a lot for me, not having more than one friend that I can really trust with everything. That goes a long way. So Aaron just asked, how did the Juggernaut start? What's the history? So Aaron, before we started Juggernaut, there was a lot of Facebook groups that would do online challenges, and they're kind of strict in the rules. You gotta show your distances. It's a little bit strict. There is a little like there's some competitiveness, but I seen that I just I thought we could do something a little bit more fun, a little more bubbly, a little more for laughs. I thought we could take our slingshot challenges and just get a lot of fun out of them rather than being so serious and just trying to be the most accurate you can be. And also, we wanted to grow our YouTube channels instead of doing it on Facebook. So Facebook is great, but for us that have channels, as much as we love interacting, a big goal of ours is to grow our channels too. And so what we decided to do, we got a group of YouTubers together. Some have left now, and then others have joined since it started. But we got together and we just said, look, we just want this to be friendly. We want it to be for laughs, not too serious. If you win, that's great. You can pick the next challenge. If you're the worst shot ever, we're still going to be blowing your inbox up, telling you good job and how great you shot, because that's just the way we are. But we didn't really expect it to last this long. We were going to do one challenge a month, and once we did our first challenge, we were so excited. We were like, "Screw that! Let's do the next one." And so it ended up being like once a week there for a little while, and then it slowed down a little bit because we were just either waiting on some people or we had a lot going on with ourselves and stuff like that. So, but the slingshot juggernaut is something I look forward to. Whenever we have a challenge, I super look forward to it because it's a lot of fun. I got my rival, Double D's. All you guys know, every Slingshot Juggernaut challenge, all I want to do is beat Double D's, whether I win or not. If I beat Double D's, then I'm happy. So that fun little rivalry with him, I really like. And Zach, I don't think he's in the chat no more, but he's getting a lot better. So I think I'm gonna have to start coming for Zach because Zach's shooting is getting good and getting good fast. So shout out to Zach. Props on your growth, buddy, as a shooter. He's doing real well. Coin Worker likes to play the Juggernaut challenges, but Coin Worker sucks. He likes to shoot like 5 feet away. He likes to cheat. He does all kinds of stuff, guys. Don't trust Coin Worker's videos when you watch him because he is fooling you.
One thing I want to say about the Juggernaut challenge too is like the closest thing you can get to shooting with people. Like when I shoot live, like when I done my first live, because you invited me, Mikey, and I was like, oh, I don't know about this shooting live business. I don't know what it's going to be like. And I can't remember what my first challenge was. I don't even know how well I did or whatnot, but that's just proving my point. I don't remember how well I've done in any of them because you don't care. You don't think about it. It's not competitive. I just know that I've had a good time live with my buddies, shooting, having fun. So, if you can't get out and shoot with people, being able to shoot live and with other people and having a bit of banter and stuff like that is so, so good. And Aaron just asked the question there, how does one get involved? I mean, we've got a whole catalog now. We're at what, 17?
Yeah, we just
So,
15.
you
And
know, just
I
look
just
through them.
Coin Worker. Don't take me serious. Coin Worker is a good shot. He's just a smack talker, so I gotta shovel it back on. But Aaron, if anybody that wants to get in on these Slingshot Juggernaut challenges, guys, and you don't have a YouTube channel, or you do have a channel but you don't have enough subs to go live on Facebook. Just title it Slingshot Juggernaut, whatever round it is. All of us have playlists letting you know. You might have to watch the first few minutes of the video to see what exactly the challenge is and what the rules are. But go live on Facebook. And if you really can't go live or you just don't want, we prefer live, guys, because, Benji, does the live throw your shooting off?
Like you wouldn't believe. Like you can practice and you can do one challenge. Like I don't know, hit how many times can you hit the 60 in a row, right? And you can do it at practice and you're hitting it 15, 16, 17 times. You go live, you hit it twice. Do you know what I mean? It's like
I'll
it,
go.
and it's just knowing people are watching you. It does certain things, maybe not to everyone. But after a while, it still stays there. Even to this point now, you're still nervous. But I've just tried embracing it and enjoying it rather than worry about it, and seeing it more like I'm shooting with friends rather than this scary competition. But 100%, it does impact you. And the other thing is, Mikey, we can say about how live impacts you, but that is your chance. Like when you're live, your score is your score. Whereas I suppose if you were doing a recording, you could do it 10 times and just post up your best score.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like,
Pressure is
you
on.
know, yeah, and it's like your score is your score. You might do great, you might not do great. Sometimes you might do it on the live and you might get the best result you can get, and you could maybe do it 10 times after and not do as good as you did on live. It can work both ways, but for the most part, it's just the camera does something.
It does. But and guys, I'm one of the worst. I get shaky. If it all depends, if Double D's, if he sets the bar high, then when I go into my live, that extra pressure is on. But say he gets a bad score, then sometimes the pressure relieves a little bit. But then if I start missing, oh man, the shakes just kick into overdrive, and it's so hard to shoot good when your frame hand's shaking like a dang jackhammer. I can't tell you. So that actually got me on that can cut, because I can plow a can over and over and over and over without missing. And I missed 6 times on that can cut. I still cut it in 25 shots, but those 6 misses burnt me so bad. I would have got it in 19 had I not missed that many times. So that's why we say, if you can go live on Facebook, do your challenge. We'd love to watch. We'll all tune in. We'll check it out. We'll leave a comment if we don't catch it live. But that's, guys, anybody's welcome to play Slingshot Juggernaut, and I encourage, the more people playing it, the better. Just remember, it's not about, these challenges aren't to reflect how good our shooting is, guys. It's to really have a good time. There's one challenge where we shoot with our slingshot upside down. There's a challenge where we shooting on one leg, and some people are better than others. I'm definitely not one of the better people shooting on.
Yeah.
But it's all about fun. So just go on there. Aaron, you need to do a Slingshot Juggernaut on Facebook. I would love to watch that.
Yeah, that'd be good. Get it done, Aaron. Stop messing around making slingshots and do some Juggernaut challenges. God.
Yeah, yeah. And Roland, he gets in on him sometimes. Roland's a good shot too, and
Yeah,
Point,
man.
good shot. And Zach is the up and coming shooter. I mean, he is getting better and better. He said he nailed a 25 10 times in a row. That's pretty dang good.
Whoa. Look at Aaron throwing fire. Just know I can outshoot Mikey and Benji.
Oh, look at this 26-year-old talking smack.
I mean, talk is cheap, man. Actions speak louder than words. Let's see it. I can't wait to see you on one leg.
Yeah, and
Those skinny ass legs.
be live.
No,
Okay.
I have seen I have not I didn't really see much of Aaron shooting. I knew from our interview he'd been shooting a long time, but I seen a video of him shooting. I can't remember what it was. I think it was a 40mm spinner. And he's just hitting it over and over again. And I'm pretty sure he was live too. And I was just like, huh? What is he doing? Like literally, he's a great shot. Like there's so many people that go to competitions and stuff, and then there's like a whole lot of people that don't. And I'm telling you, there's some real good shooters out there, and Aaron is one of them. Like I've
Yeah,
seen his shooting, and he can shoot, man. He can definitely shoot.
I think I might have seen that same video you're talking about where he's drilling over and over. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah,
And Dan is too. I seen Dan when he shot that 10 mil lead through that little keychain. That was the best video ever. And then he turns to the camera. That's so funny. But yeah, let's see you stand on one leg, Aaron, shooting long draw. See how many hits you can get. All right, so Benji, this question is from me. And Benji, I've noticed you have the most unique draw style. Where or how did you learn that super snazzy draw you got?
well, do you know what it is? Is I always done like this thing in my head where I had to do certain things. Like you're making sure your bands are lined up. You make sure you got your anchor. You're making sure that you're ready for the release. And I remember watching one of Chris Graffin's videos a while back because I was always having the speed bump. And in one of his videos, he said about if your elbow's raised a little bit, he likes to have his elbow raised a little bit because it stops the speed bump so much. So if you like that, it straightens out your hand naturally. Whereas if you like if you're dead on straight or you're a little bit low, that's where the bump's coming from. So if you raise your elbow a little bit, it helps. So that's where I kind of got the little bit of raised elbow. So like in my motion in my head when I was a beginner, it was like I was making it obvious that I had to go up. So now it's just kind of like this, and it just does it. It's so strange. It just does it, man.
Guys,
But yeah, it is.
if you haven't seen
It
Benji,
just sneaks
go
up there.
watch his videos and see how Benji draws. It is the most unique, snazziest little draw setup. And it gets me laughing every time. I love it. And Benji's a good shot, guys, so he knows what he's doing. But man, he has got the most
Here we
unique.
go. Got a ball. So we put it up and we up in the air like this. This elbow as I pull it back goes up. There we go. Up. It does come back down naturally. Like it doesn't stay up there, but this is just a reminder to keep my elbow straight rather than let it fall. But yeah, man, my elbow goes up and never straighten it out.
It's the best draw there is. Oh man, I love that. I had to ask, dude, because that is the most.
I love that question.
It's satisfying to watch.
There's a couple of nice comments there. Leighton, yeah, it's weird as fuck. Cheers, mate.
Oh man, Aaron needs to relearn so he can shoot proper sized frames instead of 3-foot fork gaps. He's hating
I've
on
been doing better. I've been doing better because look, the reason I went on to 100 mils was because I was always shooting high, and I found hundreds. But I think a lot of that was to do with technique early on. I think my technique was either the speed bumping, or there was something maybe how straight I'm holding the frame. But after shooting for more and more, I very rarely, like if I miss now, like due to the height of things, it's usually low. It's very rarely high. So I've been practicing, like I've not been shooting a lot lately, but before I had my little break, I was shooting 90s a lot. I was using the ball, and it was like a lot better, like so much better. And a few days ago, I went out again with the 90, and yeah, that's gone. Whatever was making me shoot high is gone. So that was the reason for the hundreds. Thank you for your comments on my massive board widths.
9.5?
What's that?
Do you think it has anything to do with switching to 9.5?
It could be. And like I said to you earlier on, one of the things that I found is the grip that you have on the ball is a lot more stable than the 8s, because the 8s are quite small. So to hold that, like I actually hold the ball. So I don't hold in front of the ball. I don't really grip the pouch. I hold the ball itself. And it could be something to do with the fact the 8s are so small that it was something going wrong there, but definitely don't have the same problem with the 9.5s. And, I've tweaked and tweaked like you wouldn't believe the amount of tweaking that I've done with like tapers and bands and stuff over the last couple of months. These things just fly so straight now, and it's like I'm definitely in a place where like I think I found my good, my real setup. So yeah, you could be right there. It's not something I've really thought about, but it definitely could have been something to do with the 8 mils.
Well, I'm glad you're on the 9.5s. I'm a 9.5er myself. I used to shoot 8 mil when I shot short draw, and when I switched to long draw, I bumped up to 9.5 right away, and that was a big reason why I like to shoot. I switched to long draw because I wanted to shoot 9.5s without having to use some heavy old bands. But also, when you're pulling back that far, it's nice to have something bigger to hold on to. There can be a lot more going on. So, and for me, man, the target smack on a 9.5 is so much more satisfying than with an 8 mil. But there's people out there that swear by 8 mils, and it's all what you like and what you're used to, and what your needs are. So I don't really think there's one that's better than the other. But I will say, for me personally, I'd much rather be shooting 9.5s for sure. Sometimes I've even thought about trying some 10 mils out, but that's down the road.
I mean, just don't do what Aaron does and cheat using 11 mils. I mean, you might as well just throw bowling balls at stuff if you're using 11 mils, if you know what I mean. Like, like this big, that's not
You're not
shooting.
gonna ammo's big target, huh?
Like pool balls or billiard balls, as you call them. Might as well just pick one of them up and. Anyway, we're getting off track here. But yeah, in terms of long draw, like I keep saying I want to do it, like I want to try it, but I have to be honest, and you're gonna hate me for this, right? One of the reasons is it, in my opinion, it just doesn't look as cool. Like for me, like that's like a good old like kind of sniper shotgun kind of thing, and long draw is like you're playing the violin. You kind of like.
Dude, I feel the
Like,
total opposite. I feel like when I was like shooting well, I guess it doesn't look like you're shooting a bow. I just the face on the hand thing, I like not having to touch my face, you know. I'm kind of somebody who if I get my face too touched up, I might get some pimples here or there, as you can see. I'm not gonna show you guys up close my pimples, but all you UK Aaron, you need to pull out the long bands, dude, and get down. And I'll eventually have Benji shooting some long draw, even though he doesn't think it looks as cool. Looks like we're playing the violin. I got your violin right here, buddy. We'll get you doing it. Once you guys do and actually start hitting some targets, you're gonna see the magic of long draw and be like, man, this is fun. Don't know if I can go back to the weenie short draw anymore. Think I'm gonna have to stick with this cool long draw. I think that's how you'll start feeling. Definitely.
I will give it a go because it's something that I want to do. Like, there's a couple of things that I definitely just have no interest in, and I don't know whether I'll ever do. Like, shoot a pickle fork. I just don't ever think that's something I'm gonna want to do. But long draw is on the list of something I want to do, so it'll happen one day.
Got to look cool alone in the woods, eh, Benji?
100%.
Oh,
100%. You don't know who's watching, right? I mean, I don't
oh,
want to look like I'm some fiddler out in the woods. Like, I want someone to think I got a gun. I want to be a scary man, not a violinist.
Roland, he said, I've dabbled long draw, but shooting my release fingers shook me right up. Guys, Roland in the chat is one of the only people I know. And Roland, I'm sorry, but I just find this story hilarious and it'll stick with me forever because I talk about it sometimes. But I was on one of Roland's lives and he's told this story. He was shooting and he shot the ball and it came back and shot him in his own release hand. Can you imagine that? Like not a fork hit, not a chin hit, but getting shot in the fingers that just let go of the ball.
I'm not laughing at you, Roland, but yeah, I don't know how that happened. I mean, that's like a one in a million of that happening, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry for laughing, Roland, but man, if I would have been there in person, it would have been hard for me not to laugh. I just think that's the way you get shot in your own release finger. Oh man, that story will stick with me for a long time.
As
Roland,
for Dan Lincoln's comment,
what'd he say?
something about how do I look cool in the woods on my own when I'm putting my shoulder out.
Don't hate,
Go
appreciate.
back to Birmingham.
One of my favorite parts of Benji's videos, that shoulder snap.
It gets up there.
Oh man.
Like I'm gonna have like this massive kind of shoulder one day, whereas like it's just like full of muscle this side and nothing this side. Where I'm like wrenching these bands up so high.
No speed bumps for you, that's for sure.
Definitely not.
Oh, I'm kind of with you. I dabbled with a little bit of pickle fork, and I mean I get the concept, and I've gotten a few shots off that were good, but there was I mean, oh, it's raining out. That's rare for me. It's actually raining. But anyways, sorry, squirrel moment. Pickle fork, man, and I'm not dissing anybody out there that shoots them or that's good with them. If anything, I'm giving props to you because I didn't have the patience to get consistent with one. Like I said, I was able to get shots off and I was able to hit my target a few times. But right when I thought I was doing everything right, I would get a fork hit. And I'd try a little bit longer to figure it out, think I was doing everything right. I'm like, okay, I got it figured out. This is what you're supposed to do. And fork hit. And a lot of times with a PFS, if you get a fork hit, you're also getting a finger hit at the same time. And you're only going to take so many of those before you're like, screw this, give me my slingshot back. So I'm kind of with you there on pickle forks. I've tried them, and it's just not what brings me joy. I think
And
PFS
you can
abbreviation for
you
a
can you can hate me for this, but I also just don't think they look as cool. I don't. I've not seen one. Like, I can appreciate people designing them and making them and all the rest of it. So it's not me like taking anything away from any of the makers out there. But just in terms of going from your classic kind of frames to your pickle fork frame, I just don't think they look as nice. But I don't know. That's just me. As
I,
you know by now, I want to look good, even if nobody's watching.
it's kind of a novelty thing, in my opinion. It's for me, the PFS is probably a lot for the guy who's been shooting slingshots for a while and is kind of, gotten a lot out of them, and is just kind of looking for a new way to, explore new ways to get fun out of, shooting steel with latex bands, I think, because I mean, I've seen people band up a lighter and shoot like aerial shots with bands on a lighter. I don't know how that's possible. I think that's pretty crazy. So I think it's a little bit of a novelty thing, just a little way to kind of get some more fun out of what you're doing, I guess, for the good guys. But like I said, not for me, at least not anytime soon. I don't know. I'm about sick of those finger fork hits, so I'm good on best. And like
It,
frameless, I kind of feel the same too. Like I think it would be maybe cool to learn, I guess you could say. So if you didn't have your slingshot, you can, you see people wear it on their wrist. So like everywhere they,
Mhm.
they got a slingshot kind of thing. I think maybe that'd be kind of cool, but I'm not really super into the whole frameless thing either. Not bashing anybody that shoots frameless. I mean, if anything, more props to you for being able to, you know,
Dude, you own a slingshot company. Don't promote frameless.
yeah, seriously, you guys need to buy slingshot. OmegaSlingsUSA.com. But so yeah, I mean, not putting anybody down that shoots them, so don't take it that way. If anything, I'm giving you props because I don't think I could be, you know, really good with the frameless. Have you ever tried frameless?
No, I've not tried it. Maybe something I'd want to do one day. And again, I'm not taking anything away from anyone. Shoot what you want to shoot. Shoot what you enjoy. Shoot what works for you, because there's not one thing that fits all. But it's okay to like and not like things as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
why do you choose one frame over another? It could be a number of different reasons. You think it could be the grip, it could be the way it looks, it could be a number of different things. And it's the same for types of shooting as well. It's not just, the frames themselves, it's the type of shooting that you're doing that's different. So, do what you enjoy. It's just not for everyone.
yeah, I
I'm
hear
in
you.
problem with
I hear you there, man.
damn hay. There we
That stupid tripod in the hay.
go. That's it. I don't know what's going on.
Well,
Damn
man,
chicken hay.
this has been fun. I know you just got off work and had to hop on this live with me, so I really do appreciate it. It was really nice to see you, my brother, and it was really nice
Mhm.
all you guys stopping by. Benji needs a tripod for Christmas.
I've actually got three. I've got three. I had an old one which was broke, so it kind of semi works. And then I ordered another one and it didn't come, so I messaged them and they sent me out another one. So I've got three tripods. It's the hay. It's this chicken hay that the tripod's sitting on is the problem.
Curse the chicken. But no, man, I really appreciate you coming in. Everybody that tuned into this live, I really appreciate it. Like I said, if you're not subbed to Benji's channel, go over there, give him a sub, get him to that 500. And he is an excellent interviewer. The interviews he does is top notch. You would think he does it as part of his job. He's so good at interviewing these people, and they're really entertaining. And there's probably some guests he's had on there that you recognize. There might be some guys that you don't. Go ahead and give them all a view. There's really something interesting you can learn, and it's really cool for to see kind of the behind the scenes on these guys and learn a little bit about their lives. I mean, the one I could say that I really liked was the John Jeffries one, because I didn't really know anything about John Jeffries besides he makes some really nice slingshots. And after watching your interview with him, I was like, that it was really cool to learn a little bit about him. He seems like a really cool guy. So check him out, guys. Give him a sub, give him a like, give him a comment, and we'll probably go ahead and wrap this up, eh, buddy?
Yeah, man. I just want to say thanks for having me on. I've probably needed this, to be honest with you. Just coming out of the shadows and stuff. Speaking with you again has definitely lit a fire under my ass. So it's been great. So I want to thank you for getting me on, man. Honestly, like this has done wonders. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. And I'm pretty sure if you're tuning in, you're already a subscriber and whatnot to Mikey. But if you're like me, you love his content. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video as well. And yeah, like Mikey said, come and view some of the videos and stuff. Like I said, be a part of the giveaway I got coming on soon, and we're gonna have Mikey among some other great guests as well for the Christmas special. So make sure you catch that too.
Heck yeah, man! I'm stoked for that Christmas special. I'll be looking forward to it. Well, hopefully we get you to that 500 soon. All right, but it's been awesome, dude. You go have a good rest of your night. It's only about 1:30 here, and it's raining, which is crazy. So I'm gonna go see what all stuff I need to put up for the rain. Thank you, everybody. You guys have a good rest of your day or night, and we'll catch you in the next video, live, or whatever shenanigans we do. Have a good one, guys.
Thanks, man. Thanks again. I'll catch you later.